If you're new to barbell training and you're wondering if you need any specific equipment, you're in the right place. My name's Jacob and I'm the owner of Primal Barbell, a strength gym in Chicago, Illinois. And if you're wondering if you need any equipment for barbell training, the answer is yes, but probably not right away. When you first get started with barbell training, you can just show up with what you have. But as you start to get stronger over those first few weeks, I would advise you to slowly add equipment that's going to enhance your training and make you stronger on the platform. Today, I'm going to uncover 4 pieces of equipment that will enhance your barbell training and help you keep yourself safe. Now, the very first thing I would address is your footwear, as this is going to get you in touch with the ground so that you can really feel the ground below you. And it's going to help more of your strength make its way into the ground without being interrupted by the squishiness of your footwear. So what we don't want to do is wear a running shoe that has a big outsole and a lot of squish to it. We want to actually do the opposite and pick a shoe that's either very minimalist or a shoe that's built for weightlifting. So I have here an example of a very minimalist shoe, and you'll notice that the outsole is very small and very firm. And this allows me to put more of my force right into the floor without being interrupted by that big pillowy cushion. The other thing is my balance is going to be a lot better because I don't think there's ever a good place to have cushion, not very much of it at least, but it gets really bad when you have a heavy weight on your back or you're holding a heavy weight in your hands and you need to be strong and feel strong. The last thing you want to do is be standing on a pillow-like surface. A minimal piece of footwear like this would be a good first option if that's something that you might have in your closet already. Another option would be like a Chuck Taylor. You can consider Vans or other shoes that are very minimal. The other option is a weightlifting shoe, and weightlifting shoes are really good because the outsole is completely hard and immovable. So this isn't something that will compress at all. And so all of your force, all of your strength is going to go right into the ground as if you were barefoot. However, with a weightlifting shoe, we're going to have an elevated heel and a heel to toe drop. And this can be a good thing. When you're squatting, it's going to get you a little bit more upright and use a little bit more quads with more knee bend. But ultimately, the best thing about weightlifting shoes is the immovable outsole. It's the fact that you feel grounded to the floor. You have straps to lock you in and give you support, and you have a heavy shoe that feels like it was built for this reason. And when you put it on, from whatever you were doing during the day to transition to the weight room and put on a shoe like this, it's really a psychological benefit as well, because you feel like you could really perform well once you put these on. I love that feeling, and that's why I would advise a weightlifting shoe for most people as probably the best option for barbell training. The next thing on the list is a weightlifting belt. The weightlifting belt is important because it's going to help you brace your core more effectively, and your core is what keeps your spine immovable during heavy lifts, especially lifts where you're compressing your vertebrae in your spine. Compression is not a bad thing whatsoever. It'll actually help you build your bone density, which is good. However, we don't want to be moving your spine around while it's being compressed under a load. What the belt does is it allows you to have something to push out against. I was a former football player, so the way I think of it is when I went to practice, I did a drill with the defensive backs. I was a wide receiver, so I was on offense. If I was doing a blocking drill with a defensive back, then I had someone to push against. And I noticed that when I had a defender in my face that I could push against, I could exert a lot more force when I was going against him than I could if I was just running a drill on air, which means I don't have anyone to go against. If I'm just out there by myself doing the blocking motion, it could be okay for a certain type of practice, but if I really want to get a good look, I want someone to go against, so I have that opposing force that I have to work against. And the end result is I get better from going against the opposition. By having something outside of you to push against, your core can actually have a stronger contraction. And if you have a stronger contraction every time you brace for a lift, well, your core is going to get stronger. Some people will tell you that the weightlifting belt is a crutch, but I completely disagree. Compare it to the football scenario. Your core is going to be better if it has something to push out against because it can exert more force. The belt doesn't protect you, but it helps you protect yourself. The third piece of equipment I would recommend is lifting chalk. What the chalk will do is absorb moisture, aka your sweat, and it'll improve friction with the bar. These two things are going to give you a much stronger grip, which will recruit more muscle and enhance your confidence as you walk up to the bar. Chalk is an easy thing to acquire. You can order this on Amazon and it'll make a big difference in your training. The final piece of equipment I would recommend are knee sleeves. Knee sleeves are made of a flexible material that you slide up your leg and around your knees, and this will add compression and warmth. It'll also add a little bit of a bounce at the bottom of your squat. So again, here there's a physical benefit, but there's also a psychological benefit. What I do to get that psychological benefit is I wait until the last warm-up rep before I go to my working weight, and I either pull it up for that last warm-up rep or I wait until I get to my working weight. When I put on the knee sleeves, it's like a light switch gets turned on and I just feel that much more secure and supported and amped up to go approach that barbell. If you found this video helpful, like it and subscribe for more barbell tips and health tips. And if you need the fast track towards getting strong with a barbell, visit my website where you can book a discovery call. And until next time, stay primal.